Hey, what's happening, everybody? Welcome back to AO, the show where you're not a victim, but you're a volunteer to invigorate in conversations. It is Wednesday night. It's hump day. We back in the studio with the fellas.
Yeah. It's been a long time since we've been here, man. It's 2 weeks?
It's been 2 weeks.
I was tight last week. I'm trying to come over here. Man.
Listen, he was going to swim through the snow.
Hell yeah.
And he was determined to get here.
For y'all, though.
Of course.
It wasn't for me.
Just
for
for
y'all.
the people.
Just for the people.
You know what I mean?
I love y'all too, but listen, me and ice and snow, as much as I'm from New York, you think I'd be like okay with it by now?
But you don't got to deal with it no more.
Right.
So it's different.
I mean, now I gotta deal with it.
That's a fact.
But I still don't do ice and snow.
Got options now.
Yeah, I
You know what I mean? That's what's up.
You gotta do it your whole life.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You get used to it.
Yeah,
Well,
man.
y'all, it's Wednesday. It's hump day. We back in the studio. It feels good to be back in the studio. Back on the air with y'all. Thank you to our Hottest Live family. Thank you guys for tuning in with us tonight. To all our Facebook Live family, as always, we love you and appreciate you. Who we got in the building with us on Facebook Live? I see Yvette. Hey, mommy, what's happening? Monique Perry, what's happening? You see anyone else on the page?
Just loaded now.
Just loading. Okay.
Lisa Brown, what's good? Joanne. Oh, well.
Hey.
Yeah, absolutely.
There you go.
Tadre is there.
Absolutely.
I got the name because you suspended.
Hey, Tadrea.
Okay. You got it on the repeat.
She said
That's
that
what's
like, we made it.
up. Right. Say Fedora.
Fedora.
All right.
16 weeks hooked on fire.
That's
Yo, y'all are so disrespectful.
Yo, we just learned a lot about you over the last 42 minutes. So it is enlightening.
Disrespectful. Hey, Mika, happy belated birthday. Thank you for tuning in, love. Yo, it feels good to be back in the building with the crew.
Yeah.
I don't know about y'all. It's been 2 weeks, but it's been 2 weeks too long.
I kind of missed y'all.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. I missed y'all too.
I was hearing y'all on
Like
the group
this,
text
guys.
like, where the fuck y'all at? Hello?
Listen, baby.
I don't see Jarrell training no more. I don't see him doing nothing.
Listen, because I save lives wherever they pay me.
That's what it is.
If you don't see me,
I came down the hallway the other day. He came. I was like, hey.
the check was clearing as we spoke.
Right. We spoke like we never spoke before. Hey, yo. Imagine you here.
Y'all like y'all not on the group
Yeah,
text.
That's a fact. It's crazy.
Anyway.
It's real.
It's a reunion.
What's happening, Liz? Thank you for tuning in. Joanne, what's up, guys? Just glad you're back on. Definitely glad to be back in the building. We missed you guys again, to the Hottest Live family and to the Facebook Live crew. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you're interested in being a part of tonight's show, the number is 302-272-9772. Feel free to hit us up. You can always also download the Hottest Live Radio app at your Google Play or iTunes App Store, and where you get 24 hours of programming here from the Black Hat Studios.
Mm-hmm.
They have radio shows, they have different programming, different and songs.
And good music.
Good music. There we
Good
go.
music. I was listening to it the other day in my office.
Yeah, for now.
Did you do the cabbage patch? You know every time you do the cabbage patch.
You do the
Do the
cabbage
cabbage patch, I do.
Let's have a moment of silence for Jarrell's joke.
I was asking. I really don't know.
He does the Harlem Shake. He's a Harlem Shake type of dude.
You're not Harlem.
Not a Harlem guy.
He's the Bronx. Give me two up
Not a
top.
Harlem guy.
Anyway.
What's up, Andre?
Yeah.
Happy belated birthday. Thank you for tuning in.
No, I didn't.
You've never done the cabbage patch?
I didn't do it in 2018.
You should. It's good for your health.
No, it's not.
Here with y'all.
Zumba.
The Zumba. Yes. Shout out to Linda
Shout out to
Gardner.
Linda. She
Definitely.
joins.
There you go.
Tommy.
Zumba partner, Zumba, definitely. So listen, y'all, it's Wednesday night. We're back in the building. Excited to be back here. How has y'all been? How y'all been? How's life?
Let's start off with me.
Okay.
I don't know. I've been jacked the hell up all day. Like, I don't know. I think these new vitamins that I've been taking, they're not new. I just started taking them again. It's like these GNC,
Oh,
GNC sports pills or
Your
something like that.
testosterone pills?
We're going crazy. What?
I don't know.
What no, I'm good, baby.
So you're not all there.
So how does that make you feel?
I see.
Shut up. Anyway,
Do you need to talk to
I ain't taking one of those pills. Relax. It's
Okay.
good money. I'm good.
So, like, what have you been feeling when you take those pills? Like, what do you feel like?
We ain't having this conversation.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I feel alright, man.
All right.
36 is strong. I'm
36
money.
is strong. Love it.
But anyway, back to the question.
Right.
My last 2 weeks has been busy as hell.
Yeah.
Been busy. I was sick as hell. What? Sunday? Oh my goodness. I was good up until like 4 o'clock.
Wow.
I came in the house and somebody hit like the off button.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
Oh, man.
I was sweating. I just laid in the bed. My stomach was ripped open. I was over. That's the first time I actually sat and no, that's the first. It's been the one time I watched a movie a long time.
Wow.
I think I watched the Denzel Washington, the movie, the lawyer movie.
Was it good? I want to watch
it. It was pretty good. It was pretty dope. It was dope. But I was sick as hell.
Wow.
I woke up in the morning. I was just laying there like
Hungover.
dead.
Feel like a hangover.
Worse than a hangover.
Oh.
Worse than a hangover. But I'm back though. I'm good. I'm good.
Welcome. You haven't run.
That's right. But other than that, I'm cool. It's Wednesday. Happy to be here.
Yes, halfway through the week.
How was y'all week?
Rels, how was your week, man?
His week is the same every week. He's like Groundhog's Day. That's Jarrell, a.k.a. Bill Murray. A.k.a. Bill Murray.
Like, nothing else exciting happens in your week.
What do you mean? Like, getting money and saving lives is exciting. If you ever revive somebody, like off the flat line, like declare, boom.
Revive somebody?
It does that. Well, not exactly. Like, not like that. But listen, you focus on the wrong thing, Corey. I'm talking about my mood.
I got you.
That's how I feel.
Alright, that's cool. Nelly, how was yours?
Go ahead,
You've been on it.
What you
You've
gonna
been on
say?
it for 42 minutes. I don't know what story gonna come from you.
Right, like, what's your answer going to be to this question?
Right.
My week was good.
Good. All right.
It was good.
Everybody survived.
Sum it up. Everybody good and breathing.
Everybody, my week has been good.
Tell me, man, this Zumba class got you on some others.
Oh, I do want to say this. I told Corey this. I'm down to a size 14
That's
in
what's up.
pants right now.
That's right.
Congratulations.
Went from an 18 to a 14, so I'm excited about that.
Congratulations.
And this week I actually cleared out my entire closet and all my drawers and got rid of all my size 16 and 18. I'm committed to no longer being anything above a 14.
That's what's up.
So I'm excited about that. That's good, right?
Yeah.
I'm feeling myself a little bit.
Yeah, well, you know.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Right, losing weight, doing great.
Yeah.
I dropped 18 pounds.
Yes. 2 times. Do that.
That's what's up. Yeah.
2. It's 2.
Two?
Right there you go.
See? She's the boss.
So they both lost weight. I'm looking for extra pizza, steak, mashed potatoes, okay, whatever it is.
You looking for it?
Listen, you know what? Matter of fact, whatever y'all don't eat. Listen, I'm open.
You're open. There you go. Hey, you're open.
There we go.
Shout out to
Thick
everyone.
girls, yes. Here we go.
What you say?
Thick girls.
Yes. Thick. You're thick, not
See?
bad.
Oh, I know what he said.
Thick. Hey, Diana, what's happening? Jam Shields, what's happening? Thank you guys for tuning in. If you're just tuning in, this is the AO show. Or in other words, it's Are You Open?
Right.
The show where you're not a victim, but you're a volunteer to invigorating conversation. And so we've been going for 2 weeks. We're back. We're excited to be back in the building. A lot has been going on. Good things.
Yeah,
and we're still here.
Right,
Saving lives and making money. Right. Good. So we're going to jump right on into tonight's show. It's Wednesday. You know, we like to jump into my segment, the segment I enjoy the most. The Getting to Know You segment. So, we're going to jump right on it. It's been a while. I missed you guys. I'm glad to be back in the studio. So the first question is, what is your favorite kind of foreplay?
Jesus.
What is your favorite kind of foreplay? Getting to know you. Let's get to know these people a little bit more.
Favorite kind of foreplay.
Talk to us.
Conversation.
Conversation.
That's what we go with? Is that your final answer?
Nah, it ain't.
Go ahead, talk to us.
Being safe though.
No, don't be
Why?
safe.
Hey, I'm really thinking though. Conversation might be it.
Your
That's the
favorite
gateway
kind,
to everything.
what's your favorite kind of physical foreplay?
Nelly, that's 2 questions. Is that the
Okay,
one?
this will be the second question.
Man.
Getting to know you.
I mean, you done had a whole lot of foreplay, I'm sure.
Me?
Yeah.
Not at all, man. I'm restricted.
And I'm a size 10.
What is it? Yeah. Jarrell?
What?
It's the third time I had to use that word. Back to back.
Right.
What is the matter? Why y'all can't answer that question?
I mean, I could.
So answer it. The people want to get to know you.
They already know me.
No, they don't. Do y'all know his kind of foreplay?
I just told you, it's dead ass. It's conversation.
What's your physical foreplay?
That is physical.
Nigga.
It's mentally charged.
Fourth time.
I can't.
Can you answer the question?
Shall we move on?
Can you stop running?
I'm not running. I'm not running.
Why are you cabbage pantsing all over this choice?
I said it's conversation. Dead ass. It really
Come on,
is.
Jamal. Move on. Let's go. What's your
So now
favorite?
I gotta be the real one because you fine.
See how
you want me
real
to
you
go
get,
first?
brother?
You want me to
Go
go
ahead,
first?
Jeff.
Let me
Go
go
ahead.
first. My favorite kind of foreplay is kissing,
Okay.
right? Kissing
That's what's up.
and massaging. That sensual massaging all over my body. You get me all the way open, I'm there.
Alright.
I mean, was that?
No, that was dope.
Oh, okay.
What's dope?
Yeah.
You still have no answer?
I did answer.
You didn't answer with the physical form, but so your answer is still no answer.
I'm a box eater.
Okay, thank you, Corey.
Are you ashamed? Don't be ashamed.
I'm not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so why
I say I enjoy giving head too.
I mean,
With the right people,
Balls.
person.
you don't have to pause because she enjoyed it.
well,
If
she
wouldn't
kind of shouted it out the different way. I said box eat. She said giving head too, and I said
fellatio,
two.
fellatio, oral,
Fellatio,
oral, however you
all
want to
that.
Yeah, with you guys. You know, sometimes you are.
But I don't consider that that's what already intersects. But you're right. Good call. I like some fun tongue action involved. You know.
Kissing?
I didn't say. Listen, is that where you want to put it? In the mouth? Listen, all I'm saying is.
Don't ask her where you wanted to put it.
Look a few places, wherever it needs to be. You know, get it going.
Tongue action.
Absolutely.
I like it.
That's
Okay.
what I specified.
That's good. That's good. Okay. Getting to know you. Next question. If you joined the circus, what would your circus act be? We're getting to know the people around us.
That's the joke.
If you join the circus, what would your circus
Can I
act
be the
be?
ringmaster? I would be the ringmaster.
That's right, Linda. Tell her, don't be scared. Don't be scared.
Nah, I'm good.
Can I be the ringmaster?
Whatever you want.
That's what I'm going with. If I'm in the circus, I'm the ringmaster.
I run the shit.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm controlling all the animals, the lions, the tigers, the little elephant, and all that. All of that.
Oh my.
That's right.
All right.
Acrobatics.
That would be me too, though.
Nigga,
I would
I
do the
need
same
to go
thing.
over there.
You wanna be the ringmaster?
I mean, you would look at me and see balls. What you mean?
That's where we going?
That's a fact.
Yeah, bro. Damn, I'm about to get disrespectful.
Yeah, you've been disrespectful on people that are dead and half dying all week. You like 50. That's your new name.
Great. I want the world to be great.
You died.
Hey,
You died.
Aston, what's happening? Thank you for tuning in. If I was to be in a circus, what act would I be? I would want to be the acrobatic.
Okay.
That's kind of
I know it was gonna be something skinny. Like you're petty.
Wow.
Jeez.
She's petty. You're petty.
No.
Like
Tell
you
it.
can't be the
I
acrobat.
wouldn't be like
Cirque du Soleil. Listen.
Right. I just enjoy like being flexible and being able to flip and turn, and
That's your foreplay.
that's not my foreplay, Corey.
Your foreplay is ruined though.
What do you
Cause
mean?
you mad like you got like a contract you gotta sign. You gotta speak like sign language. That's a fact. Yo. Anyway, Nelly, you know.
We're gonna have a whole show on that one day.
Yeah, we
We're gonna
need
talk
to.
about a show on
Like
that.
the boo.
We're gonna talk about a show on it.
I
Okay.
definitely got invited.
So, all right. So we done with the getting to know you. Y'all want another question?
Yeah.
Okay, we got one more. All right. Next question. Last question. What do you find sexy in a woman?
Jarrell?
401k. I'm joking.
Go 401k.
Like, what is the
Oh,
problem?
like she got a good job. No. I would say, what do I find sexy in a woman? Physically or mentally?
Whichever one works for you.
I would say I love a good smelling woman, a good walk.
Good walk. That's good.
Good conversation. We can chop it. Enjoy mutual
Chop it up.
interest. Thanks.
Cool. Hey, Amber, what's happening, baby?
Conversation for me.
Conversation for you.
Yeah.
What I find sexy in a man is his ability to lead and cope with life. Real talk. It is. If you're able to come in and take control. For me personally, I always say I'm tired. When I was single, I was tired of having the penis and the vagina. Like, I need a man to. I used to always say that. I need a man to come in and take his rightful place with the penis, but be able to handle it the right way. So I find it sexy when a man can come in and do his part.
Gotcha.
And lead like he's supposed to lead. And he can cope. Like, when life happens, you're not punching out my car window.
Right.
But we're able, you can go ahead and take your time, but then you come back and sit and we can converse. Like, I'm all in. Like,
Okay.
what's that? Why are you laughing at me?
I had a joke. I'm just like,
What was you gonna say?
yeah. Yeah.
Corey's petty.
I am petty.
Somebody
Converse with your
forget
hands.
Huh?
Do not converse with your hands.
That's a fact.
Do not converse with you.
That's true,
Hey,
too.
Danita. Hey, I spoke to Diana. Yeah, see the ladies? They agree with me.
Shout out
Yes.
to the ladies. Yes, yes.
Wow, right.
And Joanne, let me live.
Shout out, definitely. All right. So tonight's show, we got a
AOPOV.
AO point
That
of
was like
view
a
tonight.
whole walkout today.
Shout out to
That was a big deal.
the walkout. Yes, it was.
Walkout was the big deal.
It was a big deal. We had students who really walked out of class for about 17 minutes or so. And it was by, other entities to allow this to happen.
Yeah.
Just to protest the gun violence.
I think that's dope.
Yeah.
I think my daughter's school walked out today too.
I think
Yeah, there was a list of
most
them, right?
schools
Yeah,
kind of
most
were
schools,
okay
yeah.
with that and like supported it,
Yeah.
which I've never seen, quote unquote, an action of civil disobedience
Mm-hmm.
that was supported by all the entities.
Yeah.
Because that's just different.
That's
And I was
good.
telling you in the car, Viacom blacked out like 17 of their channels, MTV, BET,
That's what's
Nickelodeon. They posted a message on the screen for about 12 minutes, I think it was,
Mm-hmm.
saying they're in support of the students and gun violence and walking out. So I thought that was dope.
That's what's up.
Change is coming.
That's
So do you think that
hopefully.
this will affect change?
I think it eventually is going to have to. I think it's eventually going to have to. Is this going to get worse?
Okay. I think that. Okay, so I think that I think that everybody who walked out. Now, by the way, because there's a lot of high schools, right? These kids will be voting in the next 4 years,
Yep.
Mhm.
right? And by the way, I'm not even going to presidentials, but if you don't vote for your locals and your states, that's kind of
Doesn't matter.
where
Right.
what affects that change.
Exactly.
But and I think that these kids who did this walkout, whereas I think the numbers of this as to an accumulation of saying 1 million students participated, which is huge. They also got to be prepared to do work because there's an NRA out there that is well invested. They got a lot of money and a lot of hands in pockets that are willing to fight as long as you got to.
Yeah, I
So-
seen a kid they had bulletproof vests on with all the companies that are supported by the NRA.
Wow.
I saw that was huge. I was like, whoa, crazy.
Yeah, it's because it's a lot of money involved.
Yeah.
So now, and by the way, you got people who are lifetime congressmen, lifetime state senators, lifetime. They sit in these seats. So
Right.
if you think your one vote is about to, they're ready to wait you out. They're ready to call all the lawyers they need to. So you
Right.
got to be ready for the long haul for
Right.
a fight like
Yeah,
this.
definitely a
Right.
marathon, not a sprint.
Absolutely.
Definitely. That was what's up. Shout out to Lynette. Thank you for tuning in, love. So, do you have another point of POV?
Nah, we
That's what we're
should.
talking about? Shout out to Craig Mack.
Oh yeah, Craig Mack and Stephen Hawkins, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace to Crab Mac, y'all.
Oh, you got to rest in
Yeah.
peace, Stephen Hawkins.
Stephen Hawkins too.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Put the flavor in your ear.
absolutely.
Flavor in your ear.
I
All right.
can't with you. Killing me.
Terrell is crazy. All right, yeah, so we're going to get into tonight's topic. Tonight we talking about revenge is sweet, but is it necessary to win? Revenge is sweet. Let me start with this little quote, as always. The struggle with revenge is centuries old. Shakespeare said it best. If you prick us, do we not bleed? If you tickle us, do we not laugh? If you poison us, do we not die? And if you wrong us, shall we not revenge? Shakespeare clearly thought revenge was normal as and predictable as the sun rising. However, Confucius said, before you embark on a journey of revenge, dig 2 graves. And Gandhi seems to agree with him when he said, an eye for an eye only ends up making the whole world blind.
Fact.
Facts.
It's true.
It's true. All right. We're talking about revenge. It's sweet, but is it necessary?
But Jay-Z said, if you shoot my dog, I'm going to kill your cat. It's the original awesome rap.
Yikes. Yikes.
Oh, I don't really,
So what are your thoughts? Revenge.
Revenge. I think it depends on where it comes from. I think revenge takes on different names, though. Revenge, petty's the new revenge.
Is that right?
Absolutely. Revenge is, is just petty is just different. It's just said it different, right? So, I I think in relationships, people return spiteful as revenge, right? All of the above. Is it necessary? No, it just feels good. It just feels good. So, it grabs that emotion out of you and it makes you feel satisfied based off of what you did. But at the end of the day, you don't feel good about yourself once it's over.
Right.
Once it's over. You feel good for the moment until
it depends on how you wire it. I think some people do feel good once it's over. They might, maybe they shouldn't, but they do, right? Because sometimes for them, it depends on, now, it just depends on whatever endorphin that they release while they do it or how it goes. What I will say is I think that sometimes revenge causes somebody to focus on negativity for far longer than they should, right? So, because now your mind, as opposed to you figuring out your own progress, you worried about how to seek vengeance on that other person, right? So now you're stunting your own growth. Because that time could be spent progressing or moving forward. But instead, your mind is like, how can I, I'm going to get back. And,
revenge is a form of establishing justice, and that the threat of revenge may serve as a form of protection, a kind of enforcement of social corporation. So like you said earlier, when we do exhibit revenge, it kind of causes you to change focus. Yeah. And you lose sight of what's really important, which is you and your goals of life. So when we say revenge is sweet, is it really necessary? Some people can't move on until they have exhibited some type of revenge. What are your thoughts about that? Like, some people have to do it. Working in the prison for 5 years, a couple of the inmates that I've dealt with, like, they did not have any kind of reason to live until they had to have revenge over a situation that transpired.
I think people fixate.
Yeah.
Right? That's the thing. Some people get so lost in the fixation that they can't move on. And if they felt like they've been done wrong, the shot to their pride feels so strong. Ooh, what you say to me? Okay, I'm going to get you. Whether it's today or tomorrow, I'm going to get mine. Yeah. And that part, because it's the same. And see, this is where life creates a weird line. Because sometimes, whereas I don't necessarily agree with revenge, but I think that sometimes people are in positions where they have to draw their own line and say, word, hold up. You came a little too, get about my space, right? And that's not meant to be vengeful, but it's meant to set a limit. Right. It's not a boundary. But that boundary
is that difference between boundary and revenge.
Absolutely. Yeah. But when the line is crossed. Right. So now how do you act upon it? Because sometimes when the boundary is crossed, people feel the need to seek retribution as opposed to saying, all right, I can just cut you out of my life. Or cut this section out of my world. But now I got to show you. Instead, they want to show that their pride wasn't hurt, show that you really didn't get to them, and now they feel like they got to fight back.
Yeah, I think that I've learned all that prideful shit doesn't mean nothing at the end of the day. Because eventually it's just going to show. I mean, it's just the other side of pride that you feel like you got to be revengeful and go back at this person. So, like, for me, I'm not necessarily a physical revenge. Like, I don't think I've ever been in that space. I'm a verbal assassin, though.
Okay.
So verbally, I can mix it up with the best of them.
What was the most revengeful thing you've ever done?
Revengeful thing that I've ever done?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Snap. All right. The most.
Yeah, absolutely.
It wasn't being revengeful, though. It wasn't being revengeful.
Then why does it go in this bucket? Okay, like if you preface the statement, it wasn't being that, but you know it was. And on the level, there was a level of it.
It wasn't revengeful. I was aggravated.
That makes it revengeful. You're getting back because you're aggravated.
Yeah, I was aggravated. I can't even talk about it. It's crazy.
A psychoanalyst, Otto Rank, he said revenge is necessary to seek equilibrium in the emotional life. That's why you get so hot wired.
She just moved past that, saved you for that? Okay.
That's why I'm coming back to it.
Okay.
That's why he's so because it's when you revenge, it's necessary in order to seek that, try to find that balance in your emotional life. Because you may have been hurt, you may have been betrayed, you may have been rejected, whatever it is. So to balance that, to find that equilibrium, you're so fixated on this revenge, and whichever way it comes out is where you, like you said, you're verbal more than physical.
Yeah, I am.
But his worst one wasn't verbal.
Nah, my worst one wasn't verbal.
What was your worst one?
I had a girl that I was seeing sign my divorce paper, and she was a notary.
Wait, she's got kind of quiet. Wait, hold on.
I drink some of my water.
Here's the thing, though. I wasn't being. Sorry.
You done tore the
I
whole
wasn't.
thing up.
I know. I done turned the mic up.
Hashtag hottest live.
Listen, here's the thing. In all due respect, I was aggravated though, because I didn't know how to fill out the divorce papers.
Right.
I had called the courts. They wasn't trying to help me. I called like 4 times. I went over there like 4 times. They wasn't trying to help me. So I got everything filled out, and they was like, "Well, you need a notary." So I'm like, where am I gonna find a notary at? I called her. She was just like, "Oh, I'm a notary. I'm signing right now." I wasn't even thinking. I just wanted it over. I just wanted it done. Came over, signed them. That was it. And I didn't even peep it until at the end. I was like, "Yo, that's foul." But I wasn't trying to be foul. Like real shit. I wasn't even trying to be like. No, I really wasn't on everything. I'm not that type of person, dog.
I'm not really.
I'm really
I feel like
not.
you're doing a whole lot of explaining, brother.
But in that, exactly.
It was
In that moment, you were though.
Subliminally.
In the moment, I needed it done. That's how emotional it made me.
Right.
So while we've been separated for a long time, when you go and actually file a divorce, that's closure, and it's at the end of a chapter.
Mm-hmm.
So when I checked in, they punch it, and they hear that clock hit. It's kind of tore me up.
Mm-hmm.
So I just needed it to be over because I had procrastinated with it for so long, and I just needed it to be done. So that's what it was.
Wow.
So it wasn't really revenge. It just was. I was just aggravated. So, Jarrell, what was yours?
But I don't live in that space. I can't beat that.
No, I don't think anybody can beat that. If you're just tuning in, you're watching AO. If you're listening to AO,
You just tuning in. You missed it. Okay,
I love y'all too.
the show where you're not a victim, you're a volunteer to
Hey
invigorate
man, I wasn't
conversation.
fronting.
appreciate
You know what I mean?
He was not a victim in that.
Hell,
He
man,
was a
listen,
volunteer.
Whatever.
We're talking about revenge. Revenge is sweet, but is it necessary to win? And the question that was just proposed was, what is the greatest revenge that you've had on,
Or I won't say
Your
greatest.
biggest
Greatest sounds so
revenge.
much like.
or the worst thing you've done?
Done
when it
for
comes to
revenge. For me, mine was simple. It was an ex-girlfriend who cheated on me. I was young. I was like fresh. I was in high school at the time.
Yeah.
All right, it was, broke my heart. Felt some type of way. So in my mind, she was going to cheat on her man with me. And she did. And then I disappeared. It worked out well. It was one of those. So that
You
was
just
it.
disappeared?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the calls come after that. I don't want to talk to you anymore. I just got what I wanted, and then
Be safe though.
be safe though. And she made it cool.
But that was my,
We about to duck in the car and
years.
everything. I'm gonna have you doing everything, whatever it is that you felt like you had to do.
Hey.
Duck in the car. That's what you call it.
I was a piece of work.
Put your head down.
I was saying, I don't know where he is. Oh, okay.
Well, put your head down. I'll find him.
But it wasn't. I had no issue with him. I just wanted to make sure that.
Yeah, what's up? Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Hold that in my pocket.
Yeah, and then disappeared. Or the what happened to him?
Yeah. I was just with him yesterday. Nelly.
Hey Eddie,
I
hey
gotta hear this
Deirdre, Marlena,
hear
Darrell,
this
shout out to you guys. Thank you for tuning in.
More.
My biggest revenge that I can remember, I think it's so I think I talked about it in the car briefly. I used to work at a restaurant back in college, and the cook was married to another wait staff. Like I was a waiter, a waitress, and she was another wait staff. And I was very flirtatious back then. I own that. I used to flirt with him, and the wife used to always accuse me of sleeping with him. So she kept accusing me. She called me out my name one day. I said, cool. I went to her house and slept with her husband. That's really it.
Yeah.
I mean, that was it. I mean, she did find out. I don't know how. She came to work the next day and was like, she confronted me, and I told her I did.
Do you like the dude? So you smashed his thing?
Never. There's no dude out there I could ever see Corey did that to him. Ever.
Just because he don't know doesn't mean you ain't doing it.
Nah, it's never happened. It's never happened.
Yeah. I didn't care back then. I was a different person back then. I didn't care. I just did it to shut her up. And I'm not racist, but back then she was an older white lady. I'm in college. She was an older white lady. He was like, I think he was like in his late 30s. I was in college, so I was like 20s. And she was probably like the early 40s. And she was one of them. He was in Dover. He lived in Dover, Delaware.
Why you doing that? You know where we at?
Right, like
You bugging out.
home together.
That's a fact.
This is Dover.
We had a studio surrounded.
But yeah, she kept coming for me. I'm like, yo, you don't chill. Like, he's not just flirting with me. He flirts with everybody in here, but she always picked on me. So she doesn't call me on my name.
OD.
I got you.
It was ODing, that's why.
I mean, I wasn't ODing. I was chilling.
Anyway.
He likes it, my big titties.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Everybody that's tuning in and commenting, tell us some of your worst revengeful moments, please. I would like to see where y'all at since I exposed mine. Everybody just went silent.
Danita said you can't drive looking in the rear.
Like, I didn't see that coming. Like, he said everybody just paused after he said his. Like, his ain't about his divorce. Like, that was just nobody saw that coming.
Danita said you can't look. You can't drive looking in the rear view mirror.
That's true.
D.O. friend, hey babe, what's happening? He said revenge versus justice. I need justice, but I like revenge.
So what's the difference?
Yeah, because once you start traveling down that path, now you're still looking in the rear view, right? If I look for you to, and by the way, what I've learned in life that if you sit back and just live your life and live your best life, those who have their own karma coming, it's gonna hit them. I don't even gotta worry about you, because if you're a horrible human, horrible things going. I don't have to teach you this lesson. That was something that I learned a long time ago. Sometimes you don't have to teach them a lesson. Let life teach you.
Yeah.
And Eddie says, personally, I believe revenge comes when I have exhausted all other avenues to remedy the situation.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's how he moves.
But I do agree with you, Jarrell. Like, I'm a strong believer now of law of attraction and karma.
Yeah.
Like, you gonna get yours, so I don't even
have to put that much energy in it.
Yeah.
If I'd have been Jennifer, shout out to you. But if this was now, I'd have left you alone.
I hear
husband.
you. And your husband.
Karen Wilkinson, hey honey, how are you? She said it's not necessary to win, but you've actually won. When you're able to move on with your life and ignore the BS, some people just want a reaction out of you. And when you don't give them that satisfaction, they become angry and can't move as you have.
That's a fact.
The lack of inner peace that you have achieved, it doesn't make you a coward. Moving on makes you mature. Karen, I like you, honey.
I like her too.
I like you. That's your sister. Hey, sister. She's preaching right there.
That's a fact.
It's a double, like, quadruple stack for real. But no, seriously, a lot of people do things just to get a response.
Yeah, no doubt.
They really do. Like, real talk.
I think for me, man, I just learned to just be honest about how you feel. Don't front on your feelings.
Right.
And just move on. And now, when I feel like I want to be revengeful, I just pray about it.
Right.
Done.
But that takes for acceptance.
Yeah, I accept it.
No, but I'm saying most people don't accept how they feel enough to say, all right, well, I can move on from this. Right, because sometimes accepting life to not move in a vengeful space means you have to be able to take an L. Mm-hmm. Right, and some things like we're talking about revenge in a space where you're done wrong. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's done. People seek revenge for things that people did what they were supposed to do. It wasn't personal. Yeah. They just did what they had to do, and now you feel like they did you wrong. Right. They didn't. They just lived their life, and in living their best life, it crossed paths.
But not only that, some situations, and we gotta go here too, like talking about accepting your truth. You can't live in your truth until you really accept the fact that you put yourself in some situation. And then because it doesn't work out the way you want it to work, or you thought, or you expected it to work, now here comes vengeance. Now here comes the revenge. We got to take responsibility sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sometimes you did that. You messed that up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to use my situation for example. I didn't have to go sleep with that man. Mm-hmm. Now, if I'd have caught an STD or got pregnant, I had to eat that. Right. Because I did that out of my own emotional and just being petty and being stupid and young and dumb. But thank God he covered me. But I'm just saying, I have to eat that, but we don't look at it like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get revenge because now I got an STD and I'm about to go shoot this man. Ain't nobody tell you go sleep with this man. Yeah, that's true. But this is what we do. That's true. So if you live in your truth and you're able to accept your responsibility, I don't think revenge would really be so much of a focus for us. What happened?
I just read one of the...
Oh, go ahead and read it. Hey, 17, what's happening, baby?
So, worst thing I've ever done would have been sleeping with my ex's brother and having him walk in.
Wow,
he cheated, and I cheated better. Young girl days, I was a savage.
Danita, call me, girl. We got a lot.
Trey Savage story, brother. Trey Savage story.
Nah.
Side that's how niggas die. I want you to know. That's how people get shot. So, that's
my brother.
Yeah, no,
your brother.
I've never done that. That's
so here's the thing.
That's how people die.
I feel about my brother.
It ruins a family relationship.
Of course, the dynamics have to be ruined at that point.
It does.
So I got what she did.
Listen, he might ask for revenge to seek as well.
That's a fact. True story.
However, she wanted him to walk in. That was a whole. That was.
Did you want him to walk in?
Shit, really?
Waiting.
We have to ask this question? If a woman ever does that, that was calculated. She knew, and that was I wanted that to be caught.
Yo, the
He's
whole
coming
house
home
went
from
black.
work in 10 minutes. Put it in my butt.
Yo, how do you? That's
10 minutes put it in my butt. Get them out of here.
Sorry, guys.
got some pillow tape and rope. Tell them I got a story to tell.
Here's the thing. So we talk about relationship mostly, revenge. But what about revenge when it comes to somebody that's not necessarily a relationship? Would it just like disrespect and you feel like you have to? That's just seeking revenge too. I don't know if I've been fully delivered from that.
Yeah,
That's
rough.
I have a I was just telling somebody the other day. I haven't arrived to the point where I can always cure myself from walking away from a verbal fight. I have a hard time. I have a decisive.
But see, that's why I say
Like something in me.
sometimes it's not about being done wrong. Sometimes it's about losing.
Right, it's the pride.
You don't want somebody to feel. You don't want to feel like they got the best of you in that debate, especially when it gets a little heated.
Is that what it is?
It's
I
the
just
pride.
feel like I just don't like disrespect. Like what?
It's the pride. Because you would never be able to work in my field then. Because if you work in my field with the mentally ill, the amount of times we get cussed out in one day, if you was to ever take any of that personally, you'd be fighting every day.
But here's the thing, baby. Well, here's the thing. I don't necessarily work. I don't put in work and get disrespected a lot. I think that you I don't know, man. I think about work that you have fulfilled. I kind of know what to be expected. If I expect that, baby,
you never know what's gonna come out their mouth,
yeah,
and you never know what kind of day you're already having.
Yeah,
and then you go to work and they just happen to say something that's gonna just trigger you, and you want to just pop up. And sometimes you gotta just like for me, I have to walk away. So you know what? I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Because I'm about to say something.
I'm trying to do that too. I'm trying to do it
now, and because of that, what I suggest in that space is knowing your triggers.
Right.
Because I need to know what you're gonna say. Because once you say it, I gotta be able to sidestep. Because you hit me there, right? And if I react, I might cut a little too deep.
Right.
And you know that, right? If you are anybody who is that frequent with words, then when they strike back, it's gonna feel like I'm cutting to your insecurity.
Right.
And I may cut to a place, not that I even feel it's true, but if I know you believe it's true, that's all I gotta do.
Oh yeah.
Right.
You know what the thing is? I think the people that are closest to me tend to know my trigger. So like people, what they say, the strongest person to want to know your weak spot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't play with mine.
But now you're both bleeding.
Yeah.
Right? And now you both bleed out. And by the way, now everything else triggers back to old scars.
Yeah.
Right? And that, unfortunately, it doesn't matter what setting you're in. Once you go there, there are things you can't undo. Right? There are actions you can't undo. So if this is where we're at, especially out of revenge space, and it's for somebody that you care about, now once we go back to being normal, it's like, what's good, Playboy? You? Nah, not really, cuz.
It's never gonna be.
It's never the same.
Be the same.
We're not the same.
Charisma said something which I think is definitely on point. Revenge is nothing more than our pride wanting to get power back. Revenge is nothing more than our pride wanting to get power back.
That's true.
And I think that is so true. It is.
That's dope.
And that's really, so that's, what you were talking about earlier, with like you can't walk away from a verbal fight. That's why, because your pride is damaged.
Because my thing is, though, like, I really try to just chill. Like, I try to catch myself, and sometimes I put my shirt over my mouth, all of that. But, like, you keep coming for me.
But I think what it also has to go back to what you said is you have to understand your triggers. Why does that affect you so much? Why does it disrespect? And I know we're not here to do a whole therapy session.
Try therapy.
But no, we have to understand why does, when they talk about, for instance, for me, why they talk about when your weight, why does that affect you so much? But because I've always had an insecurity about my weight growing up and stuff like that. So that would be so when you understand that, it's easier for you to control it.
I think it's the intent, though. Because if I say the intent, that's the thing that turns me. Like, you're trying to hurt me?
But the intent is only your assumption.
You're trying to hurt me.
No, but
it didn't just slip.
But how do you know their intent? You're not psychic. No, that's your own assumption. Because somebody could be saying, no, for real.
Can I lay that on? Does this chair recline?
Recline it back. Listen, how do you know someone's intent? Tell me that. Unless you psychic. And you can know exactly what they're thinking. You really don't know someone's intent. Granted, we can formulate an opinion based upon their actions.
Can you tell on the tense of the conversation? The tone of the conversation?
I mean, yeah, of course. You can formulate your true opinion, your own opinions from how, but we don't know what they're going through.
But okay, so now unfortunately, I've seen this on multiple different levels, and I've even seen this with like two guys who were friends, and then the argument turned. I think that sometimes with intent, it depends on who you're talking to, right? And Eddie said that sometimes the trigger isn't what, but more so who, and I think that's a fact. So, because I can't remove that I already know you. So if I already know you and we're in this verbal battle, right, and it starts to go too far, now I may feel like, and this is to Nelly's point, I may feel like you're intentionally trying to hurt me. What you might be doing is hitting me with some honesty that you've been buried forever, and you've been wanting to get this off your chest, which is literally what I saw. Two of my friends went at it in that space where one was like, wait, I feel like you're intentionally trying to mess with me, and really the other was like, nah, I just ain't tell you this for a while, fam, and now it's going in, right? And that part, it changes.
It does change. Yeah. Hey, Sherelle, covered by the blood.
So now what? now we go toe to toe.
You want to grab the sticks? Nah.
Right.
Eddie said sometimes the trigger isn't what, but more so who. And Tadrea says pride mixed in with hurt feelings can play a huge part with revenge.
That's true. Absolutely.
Amber says truth does come out when you're angry. Absolutely. And when you're angry with somebody else, they don't want to hear the truth.
No.
They don't want to hear it. But as I'm saying, if you're mature enough and you understand your truth and you're living your truth, when truth is coming, you'll be able to eat it. It may hurt. It's another show that we need to bring here.
So now we're missing one major key part to this part is tone.
Tone, absolutely.
Right? And this goes to Corey's point of intention. Right, because I can say, listen, all right, I need you to work on X, Y, and Z. Is that cool? And there's a difference between me saying, Kate, are you able to work on this, and that? And me saying, yo, you need to fix this and that. It's disgusting. Like that makes you feel attacked. Right now we get defensive. Now we're fighting back because I feel defensive. So now I gotta feel like I gotta.
So can I speak to that? Because coming from New York, we're always told that we're very aggressive because of how we talk.
Yeah.
Right? Coming to Delaware has been one of the most eye-opening experiences for me personally. Because, we're very animated. We talk with our hands a lot, as you can tell. I do it now. I've tried to learn how to calm it down a little bit. But, I used to have the long nails, and I'm always at the and people used to always take that as me being aggressive or trying to comfort them. And it was never like that. It was never, there were times when I intentionally did it, but most of the times it was never like that, just to be real. But it's just because of that's how we are as New Yorkers. That's how we talk, and it's always taken out of context, and it's looked at as, oh, you coming from me, or you being disrespectful. Nah, nigga, I'm just telling you the truth, So I think, and this is where we go in the world of psychology, cultural competency. We gotta understand people's cultures and different ways they do things. They say Jamaicans are very rough and very, me growing up in the West Indies, that don't bother me, man. When I hear him, I'll be like, okay.
Because you have to be able to remove unconscious bias.
Exactly.
Sure.
Exactly.
Jacinta said, giving truth in anger is attempting to get revenge. You only tell someone hurtful truths when you're angry because you're offended by what they've said or done.
That's good. Yeah, because why keep you telling the truth when everything is calm?
Right. Which changes. This is why we change tone. Right? Like now, I want you to feel this. Right. And that's true. I don't know. I feel like we've all been there. Right. Where you had the clip. Matter of fact, there are times when people have waited time.
Right.
Gathered the facts. Loaded the clip. Okay, I'm waiting for you to say something. Say one word, because I'm coming back with first of all, and I'm smashing. Right? Because I know I got everything. I was waiting.
Are you done?
Right.
Are you done?
Say what you think about. Right. Waiting to verbally swing off.
That's true.
That's very true. Very, very true.
Especially if you can identify when someone identifies, and there's a difference between giving a message being delivered in love or wanting growth, and a message being delivered based off your insecurities on purpose to deliver the wound. Right now we get into, and again, those things that push people into a defensive space. If that's not how this conversation was going, and then all of a sudden this is what you hit me with, this is why an argument can be about one thing, or a conversation can be about one thing, and screw your mama too.
Right.
Well, mom come from.
Well, right. Well, how we wind up going there, right? Because now we strike it.
Yeah.
Now this isn't about fruitful.
It doesn't become about what you're talking about. Now it becomes about you personally.
Now we hitting
below the belt.
Yeah, hitting below the belt.
That's true.
Eddie said the verbal ace in the pocket. Ha ha.
Sometimes I keep one in the back pocket. What you say? Hold up. Wait for this. What you say? Oh, you sure? Because I can play it. Okay. All right, cool.
I mean, so I guess do we answer the question? Is revenge necessary?
Is it necessary to win? Personally, I don't think it is. I don't think it is. Like we were talking about earlier with karma. If you allow karma to do what it do, you're going to win in the end. And I think someone said it earlier, for you to walk away without having to go and take revenge in your own hands. And even, I mean, the Bible talks about it, and I'm going to go there too. You know, the Bible talks about vengeance is the Lord's.
Yeah.
It ain't our job. It's not our job all the time.
Okay. So now here's my question. With that said, what can people do what do you feel like people can do to kind of help themselves cope with being in that space so that they don't strike back?
First part, acknowledge your truth. Live in your truth. Don't just acknowledge it, live in it. When you're living in your truth and it's something you're doing daily, when stuff comes your way, it'll be easy to deal with it. Some of us live in our truth part-time. Only on certain days, Christian, y'all don't do on Sundays. Saturday, y'all hell raises. So Sundays are good. You come with me at anything on Sunday. But Monday through Friday, I'm going to fight you because you want to kill you. But Sunday, I'm good. But if we live in our truth constantly, it'll be a little bit easier to deal when stuff like this happens. That's my point.
I agree with the same thing. I mean, I think you just have to be honest with yourself. And I think when you're not honest with yourself and you're running from your own truth, people can hit you with anything. And not feeling like you need to be validated by somebody else. If you know your worth and you know who you are, then you don't need to be validated by somebody else. So to answer the question, no, revenge is not necessary. You know, for me, it's not that serious anymore.
So, and Louis, I agree with those points. I think the hardest part in my mind in those spaces is sometimes your day matters, right? Well, what I went through that got me here, right? My boss got on my last nerve, right? I had to sign the write-up today, right? Wound up having to deal with these bad behind kids. Wound up having to deal with, 2 co-workers that I was ready to knock out, right? You had all this, whatever weighed you down, whatever made you feel unheard, whatever did this, which, by the way, might have caused you to be in this confrontation with someone else in the first place, right? So now when they come at you, oh, guess what? I'm going to win this one, right? And that's when it's hard. And to me, even in that space, it's not about, whereas you can live in your truth, but you still fed up. Like your day.
Yeah, you fed up.
It's kind of like being able to calm yourself down no matter where it is and step outside yourself. Give that.
I think something that you said before we went on air about faith.
That's right.
Well, say that comment again. I think that's really, really important.
I said that sometimes people, I think in today's society, if people find it hard to have faith and hold on to it.
They lack faith.
They lack it. They don't know what they don't. And if or to know what they have faith in order to absorb that, right? That belief thing, is what can to feel like the thing that tells you, all right, it'll be all right.
Right.
I'll be cool.
Right.
And that. It's hard to feel like it'll be cool, right? We live in a society which, by the way, ironically, as we're on social media doesn't feed that. Social media says, by the way, this is going to explode, and it tells you, it makes people feel like this is their world when it's not, right? God, this is why people have trolls on social media, specifically to get people to get out of character and say something online that is vengeful. I want you to do that, because the second you do that, I win. Right? That's a thing, right? The trolls are born based on revenge. Because if nobody cares and nobody looks, it doesn't matter. But the fact that you clapped back, I win. Right? So actually, to answer the question, the revenge actually can help those who are trying to get you to push you past your point. Right? They push you out your square. That's what I kind of wanted you to do. I wanted you to act a little foul right now. That's how I know I got you.
Sure.
But that's what I'm saying. You don't give them that satisfaction.
No.
I always tell people the best way to hurt somebody else is to ignore them. When you ignore a person, and they can be doing everything in their power to try to get your attention, get your reaction. But the moment you ignore them, you are killing them like it ain't nobody's business.
Indifference always wins.
I'd be quick to ignore somebody. You hear me?
Sure.
Quick.
That level of indifference is a different mood.
Oh, yeah.
Like when excuse me, I wasn't caring. I'm sorry. Was that
Exactly.
like that
Oh, yeah.
thing of cold?
But when that's, you gotta be honest with that though.
Yeah.
Don't fake not care.
Right. Because you don't care today, but then tomorrow you popping off and you clapping back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But you have to be consistent with
you got to
it.
be consistent.
Yeah.
I won't say you can't fake not care, because quite frankly, you may have to fake not care, because it really got you. But guess what? I can't. If I show it, now I'm exposing it.
Exactly.
And I'm going back to a different space.
Yeah, but is that pride though? Isn't that pride?
What, to show that you care?
Because I don't care until I see you with somebody, and then I'm about to blow.
No, I can't care then either. That's why it's about being consistent. You gotta keep that same energy.
Right.
You can't. You can't unpack it later on.
Until your energy changes.
It can't
But
change.
this is
Like,
this is
You gotta
how.
run outside.
Listen, this is how we deal with that. Because this is what I do.
your drawers like in ricochet.
This is how you deal with that. I always tell my girlfriends. I was just telling her, one of my girlfriends before I got here. I'll talk to them and pop off.
Right.
I'll go off and say everything. Yeah.
All right.
But then when I get back to the situation, you will never know.
Right. I hear you.
You say, so that's how I deal with that. I just tell my girlfriend, I say, listen, I'm gonna need you. This is all new to me, and there's some things I want to say, but I know I'm not supposed to. So just give me a minute.
Right.
Why you know what I mean? I'll just go off with her, and then when I get back in my situation, I'm not gonna give you any. I ain't gonna give you any of that. You gonna be like,
I'm a
no
no though.
with her.
I'm a no.
Not with me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me get some of these comments real quick. Charisma said, truth is not norm, unfortunately, and it's sad it's used as a weapon. Knowing your trigger and understanding where they come from allows those truths and not to affect your inner wounds. GM says, but if it's done correctly, it does feel so good. It feels good for the moment.
Some people like that spite. I'm trying to tell you, for some people.
Yeah, in the moment though.
In the moment.
Come on, man.
But then when the consequences come, and then when after you come off that high.
To your point, you gotta be cross the line of revenge if you want to. As long as you can deal with the consequences that come with the lines you cross. Okay.
My favorite saying is, you can only control your choices, not your consequences.
Bro.
You got to learn to be alright with some things. If you made a choice, shut up and deal with the consequences.
That's it.
Be alright with it. That's my favorite thing. Tell people all the time. Ty says, when you reach a certain level of growth, like Karen said, it may not be necessary. For me personally, I'm in a place where God can handle people far better than I can. Sure can. So I'll pass the revenge, but that's just me. I agree. Eddie said, revenge is like beauty in the eye of the beholder. Some people simply cannot move on until that win is secured. Amber said, yeah, that ignore will not hurt them. Will hurt them real good. Hey, Joanne, what's happening? Jennifer said, ignore and move on. Accept your feelings and keep it pushing.
And by the way, people who can't move on from without seeking the revenge, one of two things happens. Either A, it eats them alive, because you will never get retribution on all the L's you take in life, because some of them were losses that you needed to take to learn from. And if you choose to not learn from it because you then are blaming that other person, you're blaming that other situation. Now you want to come at them or can come back. You're not accepting the lesson. So you're going to repeat the same lesson until it swallows you, right? And now you stuck in your own head.
Right, definitely. Let me read this real quick. Revenge is like a rolling stone, which when a man has forced it up a hill, will return upon him with a greater violence and break those bones whose sinews give it motion.
True.
Y'all got that?
When it come back down that hill, it's over.
Right.
Karma is
which, by the way, when two vengeful people are engaging in opposition, if you will, it gets so ugly, because now it comes down to who's going to stop.
Yeah.
Right, and some people start where you stop, and if that's the case, they ready to go too far. So if we ready to go too far, this is how things,
And it's not. And at the end of the day, when you care about somebody, you love somebody, it's just not worth it. Once it's over and the dust settles, you're sitting in the house like, damn, I said that.
Right.
Or better yet, I still gotta deal with this person, right? Like if you care for that person, right? Absolutely. Yeah. If you cut that deep, now now, by the way, you have to reconvince them at times that it wasn't even like that. Right. It's not that deep.
It's never gonna be the same though.
It's
never gonna be the same now. I like this right here. Living well is the best type of revenge.
Yeah.
So revenge may not always be bad. Yeah. Living well may be the best type of revenge. Showing the other person that this negative actions did not faze you will infuriate them. Why are you allowing someone else to live rent-free in your head? There is no reason to waste your precious time and energy worrying about someone that does not even matter. I think that's good too, because a lot of times we're worried about revenge Exactly.
My life has moved on into a better space, but you still mad?
Right.
Okay.
Right. Exactly. So revenge may not necessarily be a bad thing. It's just how you go about the revenge.
Yeah.
Because I'm like this one says, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna ignore you. I'm gonna keep going. And like my old pastor used to always say, and I loved it, and I stick by it to today. Let my life speak for me. I'm gonna let my life speak for me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna continue to rise. I'm gonna continue to be successful, and I'm gonna look down on you and say, "Oh, okay."
I agree.
Let your life speak for you. Let your life speak for you.
Because sometimes you need that lesson.
Absolutely.
Again, I think that there's a lot of journeys that people go through that can anger the pride, upset your soul. But really, there's a lesson hidden in the muck, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if if you're not looking for it, you're not gonna grow from the experience,
Because
right?
you focus on the wrong thing.
Absolutely.
I agree.
So the question tonight is: revenge is sweet, but is it necessary to win? It is necessary if you're using it in the right way. If you use it as ammunition to continue to be greater and not fuel the negative part of this, you learn a lesson from the revenge or from the situation that's caused you to want a revenge, and then you grow from that and you continue to go from that. Of course, you can
I
win
don't
from
know if I
that.
would see that as revenge. Because you're choosing to move on with yourself. I'm not choosing to focus my energy on you at all.
But isn't that taking
So that's letting go,
something
right?
bad and using it to your own benefit?
Absolutely, but it's letting go of the like that still causes me to let go. Because to me, when you're in a vengeful space, I have to hold on to what you did. Right, I can't seek revenge if I let go of it. Right, because how do I move on from something?
Well, you use it as ammunition. Use it as ammunition because I've done it.
Like a slingshot?
No, not like a slingshot, but to fuel your flame. With being bullied about my weight. It took all these years, but I always remember that when I want to go and start snacking. I remember that, and so my revenge is not to say I'm gonna get him back, but I'm gonna get him back in a way that I'm gonna make these changes.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why I said like a slingshot.
So it's used as
motivation.
It's motivation, if anything, more than keeping me down. All right, yeah, we're gonna we're gonna wrap it up. Any last words before we wrap it up? Any words of advice for tonight? Revenge is sweet, but is it necessary to win?
No, not necessary. I think to your point, I think how you spin it matters. If you're looking at it to go back at somebody, I've always said don't let pride be a ventriloquist because you'll end up being the dummy in the end. If you're using it to propel yourself and motivate yourself, sometimes that negative chip on your shoulder will propel you to do some really strong and powerful things to keep you motivated. So it really depends on where you're going with it. But at the end of the day, love always beats hate. Believe it.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Any words of advice for tonight?
I guess I would go with Tupac said revenge is like the sweetest joy next to getting never mind.
He did. I said the whole phrase in my head.
But I was just don't hold on to it. Listen, again, you can't give somebody or something that type of effort, space, or energy. You take the lesson and move on.
Right, absolutely. And I've said my piece 1,001 times, but I agree with what both of you guys said. All right, y'all. So we're gonna wrap it up for this week. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Hottest Live family. As always, we love you and appreciate you. To the Facebook family, we love and appreciate you. Meet us here next week, same time, same place, right here on the Hottest Live Radio. It's Ayo, and we out for the night.
Ayo.
See you next
Ayo,
week.
I'll take it easy. See you next week.
Thank you.
Safe though.
Hey, yo, G.